honestly feel so flat. I can't even explain. Like trying to pose and just being so depleted. Like flat is so hard. Okay. Good morning. Happy Tuesday. So I just weighed in at 49.3, which is I've dropped a kilo. Oh my god. I dropped a kilo this week, which is so cool. So yeah, 49.3. And we are 7 weeks out this Sunday. So time is just flying by. Like, and when you break it down, like that's like 6 or 7 training sessions left of like each group, like 6 leg days left. Like, what the friggin' hell? So yeah, it's just crazy. Look, I feel good. I'd be lying if I said I'm on top of the world. I'm on cloud 9. Especially this week, I have been really struggling in terms of just energy and things like that. It's funny, like in my last video, I said prep isn't hard. Let me just rephrase that because I don't want people to think, oh my God, it's super easy, I'll do one. It's easy in the sense of like showing up and doing what you need to do is very easy. It's not like off season where there's, you know, a little bit more freedom. It's like you are locked in. Prep isn't easy in the sense of energy, fatigue, trying to socialize, all that kind of stuff, sacrifice. I find it easy in the sense of I'm a homebody anyway. So like, it doesn't really bother me going out and not drinking. Whereas for somebody else, if that's something they do most weekends, that's going to be hard. So I think it's just like finding your hard, I guess. But in terms of like what I find a little bit tricky with prep, it's probably just the energy. I'm very, like, this sounds so cringe, but I genuinely am like I love fucking around and like I'm quite playful, but when I'm in prep, like my energy is just so reserved for specific things. So some people take it personally, but it's not personal. It's literally just the fact that subconsciously my body is just reserving energy. I feel so weird without my eyelashes. I'm getting them done today, so it feels really weird. But yeah, I'm gonna go train up and down and then do 45 minutes of cardio after. And then I've got a day full of check-ins. So I'm going to bring my laptop with me and smash them out. But yeah, it's just ticking away. We're just ticking the boxes every single day, and the weeks are just going by very, very fast. So yeah, there's not much else you can do. Good morning. It is Sunday. I'm in a very energetic mood today because I had the best fucking sleep last night. Yeah, I had the best sleep last night. So I've got lots of energy. Haven't even had caffeine yet. Okay, this is all just natural energy, which is so nice because if you know, you know, getting good sleep in prep is pretty much non-existent. I feel like I need to turn my car on because there we go, a bit brighter. Because yeah, it just doesn't happen, right? And yeah, so I am on my way to do cardio this morning. It is Sunday and I deeply apologize. I have not whipped my camera out all week because I have been so busy. It is insane. Like I have had not a moment to just be, but it is Sunday and I do today. I have a very, very free day, which is so needed, and I'm just going to chill the fuck out. So oh God, I had toothpaste on my mouth. I'm so sorry if you saw that. That's really disgusting. But yeah, I have a really chill day. So I'm just going to answer some questions that people have sent through because I actually had so many. I put just like a story on my Instagram because I'm always getting people in my DM requests, but I never see it. So I thought, fuck it, I'm just going to do a story and I'm just going to go through questions. So I'm going to do cardio. I've packed my apple. It's a rest day. We get 130 grams of apple. So I've packed that. So I'm going to do cardio. I also need to go into next gen. So I will take you with me to do that. And then, yeah, I'm just going to head home and edit this video and then call it a day. And I have 18,000 steps to do, which is awesome. So I'm going to answer the first question, which is, I also did like anonymous questions as well. So some of these are anonymous, some of these are not. But anyways, first question is, how would you help someone deal with body dysmorphia? Now, body dysmorphia is a funny one because we all essentially struggle with it to a degree, right? Well, not all of us, but I know majority of women and men struggle with body dysmorphia. Now, body dysmorphia is essentially like you don't see your body how everybody else sees it, right? It's a distorted kind of image of self. Now, the thing is, I get it. I still sometimes feel like I look the same way I did 4 years ago. It's very normal to have that be a thing, I feel. But the way I look at it is, okay, here's the thing, right? If we all thought that we looked absolutely perfect, like everybody thought that they just looked like Greek gods and perfect in every way, no need to do anything, would we actually go as hard as we do? Would you train as hard? Would you, really care a lot about what you put in your body? Like, would you give a fuck about all the things that you do to help the way you look and feel? Something, just a bit of food for thought. And I think also, like, there's no real cure for body dysmorphia. It is essentially like you just need to, one, find a good coach or mentor or whatever it is. Coach. You just need to find a good coach, trust the process. And if you are doing everything in your power within that process, you aren't going to look the same. And it's also a time thing as well. So a lot of people, they sign up to a coach and they're like, it's been 2 weeks. Why the fuck do I look the same? It's like, baby gal, you got to give her time. Okay. It doesn't just happen overnight, especially sustainable results. It's not an overnight thing. Everybody hates to hear it, but that is why it is so important to trust the process. Because if you are so results fixated, you are going to be it's going to be a long, painful process. You've got to fall in love with your routine. You've got to fall in love with the food you're eating, the way you're training. So I think my main things is, it's not really a bad thing sometimes, and also really trust the process and do the best that you can in your ability within that process. Show up, train as hard as you can. If you're not training hard, what's going to change? If you are not kind of focused on eating really good things 98% of the time, what's going to change? If your mental health is deteriorating, your body's going to suffer. So just focus on the basics, the bread and butter, and doing them really fucking well, and the rest will follow along. And don't be so fixated on your physical. I'm not, and I've really learnt to detach from the way I physically look. Truly. Like, I love the process of what I do so much more. So yeah, I don't know. It's a tricky one, but I hope that kind of helps. What do you struggle with the most as a coach? The thing I struggle with the most as a coach would definitely, and I mean, I feel like this is just me as a person as well. I really struggle with me giving more of a fuck about somebody than they care about themselves. So I am an extremely empathetic human. I always have been, and it's a blessing and a curse. Blessing is that I can genuinely feel how somebody feels in so much depth. It's great because I can actually give pretty decent advice a lot of the time, and I can also just be a really great listening ear for a lot of people. It's why a lot of people come to me when they have issues, burdens, problems, that kind of thing. Downfall of it though is that I take on a lot of people's emotions within me, so it plays a massive toll in my life. So some nights I really struggle to go to sleep. Some nights I am just up, trying to think of solutions for people. It's like, it's not my burden to carry a lot of the time, but I do anyway. So that's the hard part. But I guess, yeah, the main thing is when somebody comes to me okay? And they want change and they want to do something, or they want to achieve something. And I'm like, fuck yeah, let's go. Like, I'm all for this. Okay, cool. So we started and they are refusing. It's too hard to, you know, follow a diet. Okay. They're not showing up for their training sessions. It's just too hard. They've got no motivation, so they don't show up. Okay. They're not hitting their step count of like 6,000 to 8,000. Okay. They start skipping check-ins. And those behaviors and those habits, it makes me go insane because I'm like, I want this so badly for you, and there's only so much I can do as well as a coach, right? As an online coach. The thing is, I can't, like, so badly, I'm like, fuck, I just want to be in your body and do the work for you. Like, this is so real and transparent right now. I just want to get in somebody's body and do it for them. Like, I'll happily do it for you if we're going to bring out the best you. But I can't. And when somebody doesn't want it bad enough and I want it badder than they do, it just creates such an uneven playing field. So I now am very, very picky with who I work with. I can't take on people that just honestly don't want to work. It's not me. If I'm more invested in you and your personal development, it's not going to work. You need to be, and like, this is something I'm really learning I've had to learn as a coach. They need to be just as invested, because otherwise as a coach, you will go fucking insane. And like, it's sad that some people don't want it bad enough for themselves and they just sit in this life of like hardly moving, eating like shit, not giving a fuck about how they look, not giving a fuck about how they feel. And I see the longevity side of it where they don't as well. So that's kind of what really fucks with me too. It's like, I want to do this for you. I want to help you so that you can, when you decide to have a family, be a better mum, be a better parent, you know, have a healthier pregnancy. I want longevity for you. And some people don't see that. And some people just, they live in a very like short-term kind of mindset, and they only think of like the day and the day ahead. And I get it, and I think that's great sometimes, but you need to think longevity side of things when it comes to health. And some people are just so borderline unfucking healthy, and then they come for help and they just don't want to be healthy. They don't want to make the sacrifice. They don't, and there's nothing I can do. But anyways, so yeah, I'm going to head to the gym now, and I will answer a question there. I just got to the gym, so I'm going to answer a little question. I'm just drinking some pre-workout, and honestly, I'm at that point where everything is exciting to eat. So, would you do prep during Christmas again? Oh, I don't know, because at the start I was like, nah, I wouldn't, because on Christmas, the food focus isn't there yet because you're still so far out. So even Christmas Day, I had the whole day off, right? But I didn't, like, I don't know, I just didn't really care. Like, I enjoyed myself, but like, the food focus is not as hard as it is now. If Christmas was right now, fuck no, like, it would be way too just mentally fatiguing. But because I was still like 18 or something weeks out, it wasn't as hard, right? But at the same time, I really just wanted to be present and with family, and I didn't want to have to think about food that much and just little things. But I don't know, because at the same time, I kind of like the idea of like not prepping in winter. I don't know why, but I've really loved prepping over summer. It's a massive vibe. So I don't know. It's like there's pros and cons to both, but I don't know. I actually don't know. But do you know what? I'm going to be so real. I probably won't do a prep for a decent amount of time after this one. I mean, I say that now, but who knows what will happen. But right now, my mindset is I will probably take a really decent amount of time off, because I really want to focus just on some other parts of my life. And prep is very, very consuming. So this will be my last prep for a hot moment. So yeah, I don't know. Things could change. I have no idea. Do you ever experience self-doubt? How do you navigate through it? Oh, do I experience self-doubt? Holy shit. Yes. Oh my God. Out of anybody you will ever meet, I doubt myself more than anybody. And everyone close to me will tell you that. They literally get so sick of my bullshit because I am so doubtful in everything I do. More so because I am just so, one, I'm a massive perfectionist. So if something is not like perfect, I'm not, no. It's just, sometimes it can be very, very debilitating. So yeah, I think it's that. And also self-doubt is just, it's not uncommon. It's not unnormal. It's something everybody experiences. And I think if you don't doubt yourself at all, are you actually making big enough moves? Like, are you actually doing something worthwhile? Like, I think it's gonna be there, but it's pretty fucking irrelevant too. Like, you just have to, something that I just say to people is just outwork it. Every time you feel doubtful of something, or it feels like you can't do it or whatever, a lot of the time, here's what you gotta think about. Self-doubt comes from the fact that you don't have evidence yet to prove that you're qualified, right? That's pretty much where self-doubt is birthed. So what you essentially kind of have to do is just work hard and prove to yourself that you are capable and there is no need to doubt yourself. And the only way you're going to be able to do that is to step into the unknown, step into the doubt and work your fucking ass off to prove to yourself that there is no need to doubt. And I think doubt also can sometimes come from just you not showing up in the way that you should be. So sometimes, as I said, it can be two kind of ways. It can be like, okay, you don't have the evidence yet to prove to yourself, but also at the same time, you can be doubtful of yourself if you know deep down in your subconscious that you're not doing everything you possibly can to achieve something. That's where also self-doubt can come from. So I think, as I said, outworking it and giving 120% to everything you do can also be a great kind of tool for self-doubt. How old are you? I am 22. I just turned 22 in October. How tall are you? 5'2". Do you need to shave? Do you need to shave your whole body before getting tan for stage? Yes, you do. Not enjoyable. I also get laser, so that helps. Cardio routine is 4 45-minute sessions per week, but I have this sneaky feeling it's going to be increased this week. I just have this like feeling in my waters. When you're in maintenance, do you track absolutely everything or are you a bit more flexible? Okay, I've spoken about this briefly before, but I'm a big advocate for this, okay? So if you're somebody that struggles to find a bit of flexibility in your life, please listen. If you are in a caloric deficit, you will need to be a bit more strict. Sorry, you do. Like, if your goal is fat loss, you have to make those sacrifices, okay? You cannot be whining and dining every single night, not tracking calories and missing sessions and just not being on the ball. Like, sorry, you're not going to achieve fat loss. When the goal is losing fat, you need to be pretty on point. Like, I'm sorry, but that's the truth. You can absolutely live your life for sure. You can still be flexible in a caloric deficit. But it's a little bit more time consuming, because you do have to pre-plan things using MyFitnessPal and all that kind of thing. But it's for sure possible, right? However, let's remember that we don't want to be in a deficit for life, okay? Who the fuck wants to be dieting their entire life? Fuck that. So, when we bring ourselves back up to maintenance, usually after a fat loss phase, so even after I finish prep, right, I'll go to maintenance straight away. And when we're at maintenance, we can be a bit more flexible. The goal isn't necessarily losing fat, right? Our goal is when you're at maintenance, it kind of depends. A lot of the time, even when I'm at maintenance or if I'm chilling at maintenance or just above it, I still want to just keep a bit of like, I want to stay relatively tight. I don't want to push food too hard. I kind of just, and you can build at maintenance too. Okay, let's remember that. So the goal at maintenance is usually just to kind of chill. It can be psychological and also physiological, but a lot of the time it's just that kind of like, it's that nice sweet spot, right? When you're at maintenance or even in a surplus, please be more flexible, okay? I don't really care what anybody says, but I'm a big advocate for living life if you are not in a fat loss phase. Not saying that you can't live life if you're in a fat loss phase, but I think too many people hear the word like flexibility, oh my God. They hear the word flexibility and they're like, fuck yeah. And it's like, okay, if the goal is to lose weight, we need to make some sacrifices, okay? Like, we're not going to be in a fat loss phase forever. But if you half-ass it, guess what? You're probably going to double the amount of time you need to be in it. So, like, just smash it out. Get it over and done with. But yeah, at maintenance, sorry, I have just made this such a long fucking answer. But if you're at maintenance or if you're in a surplus, yes, you absolutely can include some flexibility. Even if you have macros and calories by your coach, go into MyFitnessPal, plan a nice meal plan with foods that you really just want to eat. Make it all work into your calories and macros. Make sure your fiber's on point. Make sure you aren't just shoving shit into your macros and it's actually good quality food. But, you know, it's different food that you kind of just want to introduce into your diet and stick to it for the week. And then do that every Sunday. Like, that's the type of thing I would do. So even after show, what I'll probably do once I'm at maintenance, which will probably be around 1900 or 2000 calories, that'll probably be my maintenance. I every Sunday will probably just plan a meal plan. I love making meal plans, far out. It's like my favorite thing to do. But yeah, I will honestly just sit there and plan out my next week. And then I have my grocery list and yeah, I can eat accordingly. So yeah, you can definitely be more flexible. And I think, and I spoke about this in my last video, but I think even if you're at maintenance or even in a surplus, like, have a meal out a week, have a meal or two out. Like, it's not going to do you serious damage. Like, I think people forget that. And if you focus on just giving your body foods that are going to sit well with you, and also giving yourself more life, it is much more sustainable. And if you are like on point throughout the week, you can afford to do it. Trust me. If you're somebody where during the week you are just like, fuck it, and you're eating shit every night, and then you go have a meal off and you're like, yeah, I'm living. And it's like, yeah, okay. People forget that if you are on point 99% of the time, stuff like that isn't going to do anything. What you need to focus on is giving your body foods that are going to sit well with you. So try to honestly just opt for foods that you're not going to feel really, really bloated and shit from. Because the toxic cycle is when you eat foods that are really, really, really bad for your gut, and then you wake up really lethargic and shit. And then it does have an effect on your training and sleep, and then it kind of just goes around in a loop. So just kind of choose foods that sit well with you, you know, like a nice steak, some potatoes. If you want to be a bit mindful, you can ask restaurants for no like butters and oils, because they fucking slam that shit on. You don't have to, it's just kind of if you want to be more mindful. But yeah, and just making sure you get heaps of veggies and stuff in. But yeah, please, I very, very much encourage people, if you're at maintenance or if you're in a surplus, be more flexible, okay? Don't restrict yourself. Like, you best fucking believe. When I go back to maintenance and I'm in my surplus, what my kind of routine will look like and how I kind of keep balance is I will probably do fasted cardio first thing in the morning, 15, 20 minutes, just to get my heart rate up. I love it from a health perspective. Keep things nice and tight, especially post-show, because I've come from extreme deficit. Nobody needs to do that. It's more just like very personalized for me because I've come from an extreme diet. I don't want to just blow out. I'll probably do a little bit of fasted cardio in the morning on the elliptical. Fucking love the elliptical. It gets me so sweaty. And then I will, just be on point throughout the week with a meal plan that I have created. So like for breakfast, I will probably have something like Turkish bread, eggs, salmon, berries, like something just really just whole foods. And then, obviously train my ass off, keep my steps nice and high. And then on like a Friday or Saturday night, I will, have a cheat meal. It's not really a cheat meal, but I will have a meal off plan. I'm a big dessert girl. So if anybody knows me, I'm a massive sweet tooth. I fucking love sweet food. Cookies, like pancakes, like really sweet, delicious desserts where a lot of people are like, oh, that's too sweet. It's never too sweet for me. So yeah, that's probably how I'll navigate. But honestly, as I said, if you are on 99% of the time and you are not in a fat loss phase, enjoy your life. Don't fucking restrict yourself.
Hey guys, welcome back to my vloggy vlog. I've just stopped in at Next Gen and they have this awesome...
Why don't you start your own little...
So, I'm going to give it a live taste test for you all and let you know my honest thoughts.
Alright. What's the sodium like?
Fuck, don't worry about it, bro. It's all about the taste.
What's the potassium? Oh my fuck.
And look how many calories are in it.
There's 2 in the others, bro.
Huh?
There's 2 calories in the other one.
In the cans?
No. Holy mac and squally. Do you know what? It like had me... You're not even listening to me.
I'm listening. I can multitask.
You can't multitask.
You can't multitask.
Do you know what really created fear for me with this? Is the non-carbonation. I was like, how are you going to achieve like a sour vibe?
Why have you got your news reporter voice on? Just be
sour.
natural.
I am being natural. I'm reviewing it for you. That's delish.
It is quite good, yes.
So it's not a hydration, is it?
It's a pre-workout.
Okay.
Like it's, yeah, uncarbonated but caffeinated pre-workout. So.
Oh, I could skull that in 2 seconds.
Oh, easy. Easy. Because you know sometimes when you have like a canned pre-workout and you sit there and you're like burping the whole session because like the bubbles in your throat.
Well, I have my can when I'm doing the check-ins. And
yeah, well that's great.
I have to go, every check-in is like, excuse me.
If you're going to commit American, you got to stay American.
I can't. I'm not good at it like you. Slay. 10 out of... What would you rate it?
It's up there, right? It's like a good 9, I reckon. For me, Fan drops 10, but I think that's a 9.
See, the issue is I had a little mint before I tried it. I reckon a 7 or an 8.
7? You go that low?
That's not low. It's in the top range, bro. You're a goose from the... Okay, I have just pulled up at the beach. This is fucking weird. Yes, very out of character, but I'm at the point where I need sunlight and I never get free time. So we are going to really, you know, speed up the pro-tan process because otherwise I'm going to have to get like 60,000 layers when I get tanned for stage. But I thought I would answer a quick question. So, let's have a look. What are your thoughts on a post-show meal if you have more than one show that season? I think literally listen to your coach. So if you are like kind of missed that conditioning mark, your best bet is probably not to have a post-show meal and just get straight back on track. But at the same time, even if you, I guess, have conditioning there, I guess it's up to you. I had a meal after my Sydney show last time and I was fine. I actually, to be honest, probably needed it, if anything. And I definitely looked a lot better. So it's honestly, it is so person dependent. I think talk to your coach, ask them, like they know best, and you know, they'll give you the honest truth. You know, if you can afford to have one, I think it will do really not that much harm. But honestly, some people mentally also just don't want one. They just kind of want to stay dialed in, and that also is totally fine. Fave Yochi toppings. Oh, this is a good one. Guys, I go fucking ham with Yochi. Like, I do not. I get cookie dough, pistachio, I think it's Biscoff spread. I don't know. Mini M&Ms, Oreo, and chocolate topping. But the cookie, not the cookie dough. Oh yeah, the cookie dough and the actual cookie, like the hot cookie, is fucking insane. And choc chips. That's like my go-to. Okay, one more question, and I'm going to go marinate this body in the sun. What are the benefits of eating earlier in the day? Now, there's no real, I guess, like, textbook benefits, but I love eating earlier in the day because I'm hungry. And to be honest, if you think about it, like, you are fasting for a decent amount of time when you are sleeping. So I think getting up, breaking that fast with a really nutrient dense, especially like a nice carb dense meal as well, it can be really beneficial in that way. It sets you up to have energy for the day. I am a really big fan of that. And also, depending on like what time you train, I think it can also be really beneficial. The main things I would say is energy levels. Depending on if you train in the morning, it can be really great for your training. And I also think it breaks that fast. Do you know what I mean? You're taking your body out of a really catabolic state for a long period of time, so I think it can be really beneficial. But more so from an energy standpoint, I think that's probably the main thing. It gets everything kind of alive again, in my opinion. So I love eating early. I have my first meal at like 5 a.m. Oh my god, how crazy is my natural hair? It is like an actual afro. And I never ever wear my natural hair because it's the thing that people don't realize. It's not that I like don't like it as such, but it is so high maintenance. Like, it's very hard to maintain curly hair. I don't think anybody quite realizes that. It's like, so my family, it comes from my dad's side. So all his sisters have like really curly hair, and they all like maintain it, where I can't. Like, I just don't have the time. Do you know what I mean? So I'm going to, I've just gotten back home. That was so fucking nice. I went to the beach. I sunbaked for about an hour and a half, and then I also just like went swimming, even though I'm a really bad fucking swimmer. But I just need to. I need to start doing more stuff like that, because it's just not healthy to be in my office every day, all day. It's not healthy. So I need to just like find things outside of the gym and working. Like, it's not sustainable for life. Anyways, so I'm going to answer another question, and then the thing is, I feel like I haven't answered that many, but also at the same time, I answer questions probably more in depth than I need to, and that's my issue. That's why I'm like, this is actually I'm going to end it with a really like heartfelt one. As someone who genuinely cares about you and admires your character as a person, I get curious how you're doing emotionally, mentally, and just curious how you see yourself. You're incredible in my eyes. I hope you see what I see. That is literally the sweetest fucking message, and I wish I knew who sent that, but it was sent through anonymously. Okay, wait, what was that first bit? Curious how I'm doing emotionally and mentally and how I see myself. I'm not kidding. Like, I have really shit days, 110%. But for 90% of the time, I am honestly doing really well right now. I'm in a very, very nice flow. I've had a little bit of anxiety some days about post-show, because it is a really hard period of time. And to be honest, I'm probably in the easy part, right? Prep's pretty easy. You just have to follow the plan. But the hard part is post-show. So that coming up has like given me a little bit of anxiety some days. More so because last time it really affected me massively. I struggled really, really badly with food, my relationship with food. But I'm looking at that period of time as a learning curve. Like, I had to go through that to learn, and one, be a better coach, two, be a better human in terms of like digging deeper into myself and what triggers me and how I can take better control of my mind and all that kind of thing. So yeah, I've had some days where that's kind of like giving me a little bit of anxiety. I think because I'm just getting closer and closer to the day of show. But yeah, I feel really good. Like, I'm managing my stress very, very well. And I'm also just in a really nice routine. I'm in a really nice flow. I'm around some really great humans. And I think because of that, and because I have a great support system, I'm really content in what I'm doing, where I'm going, the goals I have. I just feel really good. I feel very calm. I feel very collected. I feel very detached from like winning as such, and I'm very much more attached to how can I be a better Taylor in this process. And I don't know whether that's a good thing or a bad thing. I feel like it's a really good thing, but yeah, I'm just embracing it. And every day I just focus on the day ahead. I don't focus too much on the future. And if I do, I pull myself straight back to where my feet are. And yeah, I just feel really great. And it's just really nice to get to this point. You know, it's been a massive struggle with me. Like, finding a routine, finding a flow in life in this new business. I got thrown into business picking up quite quickly, so it took me a little bit to find my feet, but I feel like I really have now, and I feel very, very, very content. And yeah, I'm just really excited. And the other day I wrote out some personal and business goals for just like the rest of this year, so they're all in place. And yeah, I just feel really happy. And do you know what, I'm gonna wrap this up because I need to stop rambling, but I'm in this mindset of like, whatever the fuck happens, and like, I think that's a really powerful place to be, because the moment we become really attached to whether it's like our business or like outcomes and all that kind of shit, it's like you feel this pressure, and I don't do well with pressure like that. I do very well when there's no pressure on me. I'm calm, I'm cool. And yeah, I've been off social media a lot. I've been off my phone a lot more. So I'm just actually making an effort to keep myself leveled and keep my mind level-headed and just taking control of my life. You know what I mean? Like, I'm the only one responsible for everything. So I'm taking life by the balls pretty much, and it feels really good. And yeah, I'm just learning more about myself. I do every day. I learn something new about myself. So yeah, but that is it. I'm going to wrap this up because this is going to be a long as fuck video, but thank you for watching. We are going to be 6 weeks out, which is fucking wild. And I'm just like, I can't even fucking believe it, really. It's gone so quickly, this prep, but yeah, I'm really happy and I'm really content. And yeah, I just want to say thank you to so many people that support me, because I get so many amazing like just messages, and it just actually means so much. I don't think anybody quite understands. So yeah, I notice you and I see you and I appreciate it so much. But yeah, thank you for watching. I look literally so crazy. Like, it's just a lot. There's a lot going on. Yeah, it's wild. But yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna edit this video and then I'm gonna try to post it tonight, but it'll probably be uploaded late. But yeah, have an amazing week, and yeah, let's just keep fucking doing this thing.